Right, I hope you're recording this, Whiplash. I'm completely and 100% ready. Right, hold on. Right, I hope you weren't recording that, Whiplash. I wasn't ready. Right, let's get on with the show. Greetings! I am Skeletor, and welcome back to SkeleTalk, the series where I answer your questions. It's the internet's best-kept secret. Right, Delvian Seek gets the ball rolling with a couple of questions. Number 1, who gets fleas more often, Panther or Beastman? And what's your preferred method of dealing with them? Well, Beastman has fleas for most of the year, except during the winter, but to be honest, I couldn't care less how flea-ridden he gets. That's his problem. Panther rarely gets fleas, but if he does, then I make Beastman play with him until all the fleas have migrated onto the orange idiot. Panther's blood is a bit too rich for the fleas' liking, and they much prefer Beastman's stupid blood. I allow Beastman 1 flea bath a year on the condition that he has been a reliable minion. He has not had a flea bath for 27 years. Thanks for the question, Delvian. New contributor Daniel Herrin asks, would you let Gem and the holograms spank you with Beastman's whip? No. The only 2 people I would allow to spank me with anything would be Evil Lynn and Jennifer Lawrence. Anyone else trying to spank me would get a kick up the arse and a poke in the eye. Thanks for the question, Daniel, and welcome to the channel. Mimi Rogers asks, what is your favourite food? Well, that's a very difficult question. I think that cake would be very high on my list. But I also like Thai food very much, especially pad Thai and green Thai curry. My snack of choice would be something healthy, such as fruit or donuts. Thanks for the question, Mimi. New subscriber Paul Wilson writes, what's your favourite poem about He-Man? If there isn't one, could you write one for us? Of course, Paul. I have composed the following. I hope you like it. In Castle Grayskull, He-Man stands bold, but under the loincloth he's just getting old. With muscles so big, but brain cells so few, shouts, I have the power, but can't tie his shoe. Laces. Can't fight on his own, so always brings Teela, but as we all know, he just wants to feel her. He likes to throw boulders and make such a mess, but he'd look a lot scarier wearing a dress. He-Man, oh He-Man, you muscle-bound lout, brandishing swords and leaping about. My devilish plans may often fall flat, but my brother's the king, you blonde fucking twat. And there you go, Paul. I hope that was satisfactory. Stephen Gray has 2 questions. Number 1, in the dank and musty caverns beneath Snake Mountain, do you sometimes do the shake and vac and put the freshness back? Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back? No, I don't do housework, especially wearing the pink apron that I definitely haven't got. And question 2. Have you ever been told that you have the moves like Jagger? No, my moves are smooth and coordinated. Mick Jagger moves like a geriatric, agitated zombie. Thanks for those questions, Stephen. Sparky Boy writes, boobs! Hell yeah! But what about nipples? Imperial or metric? Do you know, I really don't mind. I'm pretty flexible. I grew up on Imperial, but I'm happy to accommodate metric. Great question, Sparky Boy. Next up, Jason Raphael Murdoch has 2 questions. Number 1, have you ever thought about creating a minion exchange program? Yes, I think about this at least 3 times a week. Unfortunately, my minions are so useless, I don't know that any other evil leaders would be prepared to accept them. I probably couldn't give them away. However, any suggestions would be gratefully received. And question 2, what flavour of ice cream do you prefer after a hot day of battling He-Man? Oh, well, that's an easy one. Mint choc chip, without a doubt. or strawberry. No, raspberry ripple. Or Neapolitan. No, rum and raisin. Definitely rum and raisin. Oh, or blueberry.
Skeletor!
What, Whiplash?
You're just listing different flavors of ice cream, Skeletor.
I know I'm just listing different flavors of ice cream, Whiplash. I like listing different flavors of ice cream. Get out of my sight before I beat you.
Yes, Skeletor.
Thank you, Jason. My answer was specific and definitive. Okay, Retro Toy Guy Sai would like me to call Darth Vader to ask a couple of questions. Okay, I'll just grab my phone. Right, here we go. Right, it's ringing.
Hello?
Hello, Darth Vader. It's Skeletor. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, but I don't care if I am. I have some questions for you. Firstly, what's the best flavor of ice cream available on Hoth?
Oh, that's an easy one. Mint choc chip, without a doubt. Or strawberry. No, raspberry ripple. Or Neapolitan. No, rum and raisin. Definitely rum and raisin. Ooh, or blueberry.
Let me stop you there. You're just listing different flavors of ice cream.
I know I'm just listing different flavors of ice cream. I like listing different flavors of ice cream.
Well, it wasn't a difficult question, you idiot. But never mind. Next question. Wampa, Bantha, or Wookiee? Which is the best to secretly hug while no one is watching?
Definitely Wookiee. A Wookiee hug is by far the best hug in the galaxy. They smell pretty good too.
Oh, what do they smell like?
A hot cat.
Oh, I see. One more thing.
Yes?
Fuck off. Right. There we go, Simon. I hope that helps. Next up, we have Kat, who has 2 questions. She asks, do you like Mr. Bean's movies and cartoons? And do you have a twin brother that is good? Well, I like the Mr. Bean TV show, but I haven't seen the cartoon. And as for a twin brother, no, I do not. My only sibling is King Randor, and we don't talk about him. Thanks for the questions, Kat. Alex James has 2 questions. Number 1, is Whiplash's favourite movie For the Love of Benji? No, but you're getting warmer and you have 1 guess left. And question 2, can you do a top 5 of your unsmartest henchmen? Yes, number 5 would be Webstore, number 4, Stinkor. My 3rd most idiotic minion is Clawful, and the number 2 spot is held by Whiplash. Trapjaw and Beastman share the distinction of being my most useless servants. Even working together, they are about as useful as a hatful of hot lettuce. Thanks for the questions, Alex. Steve Jones has a similar question to Alex, but this time he wants me to rank my minions from worst to best. Well, Steve, I will give you my top 5 as I've just listed the worst. Number 5 is Merman. Number 4 would be Triclops. 3rd place goes to Faker, and 2nd place goes to Evil Lyn. My number 1 is Panther, although technically he is not my minion, but my friend. He has never let me down. Thanks for the question, Steve. Mike Ciccone has 2 questions. Number 1, were one to call Count Duckula Cuckula as a clever portmanteau, would he be a good sport about it or get offended? Oh, this would ruffle his feathers and make him throw all his vegetables about. He is not thick-skinned. And question 2, how does one become less wordy? My desire to be fully understood cripples my ability to be terse. Economize. Thanks for the questions, Mike. Weapon Zero writes, have you noticed that anti-drug public service announcement cartoons bring in a new villain to sell the drugs because this is too evil for the show's villain? Yes, I have noticed this, and that's a great observation. My favourite example of such a character is Nick O'Teen from the Superman anti-smoking campaign. Thanks for getting in touch, Weapon Zero. Jason of Oconomawok has a cheeky 3 questions, which I will allow, but don't get any ideas, everybody. You all know better. Jason did actually retract 1 question, but I've decided to include it because I want him to like me. Right, question 1. I have always suspected that Eternians are impervious to even Earth's mightiest weapons, and that this is the reason you don't use them. Is this true? Yes, you are correct. Not only does physics work slightly differently on Eternia, meaning that explosions and percussive shocks are weaker than on Earth, but those of us who can use magic are able to easily defend against projectiles and ballistic weapons. Now, however, all Eternians are still susceptible to a good old-fashioned punch in the face or a kick in the ghoulies. Jason's retracted question was, have you ever thought of buying your gear from the US military? Yes, I have considered this in the past, but I'm waiting for a more favourable exchange rate. And question 3. Do you enjoy gardening? No. Thank you for the questions, Jason. Finally, the Fly Attractor wants to know if the promo at the end of my videos features the all-powerful mystical elders of Eternia that reside in the dark, unknowable depths of Castle Grayskull, or just 2 knobs with a funny and entertaining podcast. Well, the pair of shady characters are Nick from the Action Popcast and Monkey Boy from Monkey Boy's Toys. They indeed host a monthly livestream on Nick's channel, and although it pains me to say it, I recommend checking it out. The show is called Live and Moderately Entertaining, and a link to the playlist can be found in this video's description. I urge everybody to check it out. Thanks for the question, Fly Attractor. Right, that's the end of the episode. If you enjoyed the show, please give it a thumbs up. It only takes half a second, and it really helps the channel. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, but please try not to share it with anyone else. This is an exclusive club, and we don't want the secret getting out. I'm kidding, of course. Share it, you fools! Right, don't forget to leave me a comment or a question for next week. Right, I'm off to watch Toy Federation. See you next time. Bye!
Get out of my sight before I beat you!